My people, it's a real one today. I'm about to share some crucial perspective. I'm going to take it a lot slower today because I got a lot of real information to share with you guys. Like I say, it's time for us to get a proper perspective on the tactics and the methods that's getting used against us. I went over a couple: divide and conquer. We all know that, and we can see it. I broke it down to where you can see it clearly. You can see that they divide us through religion, through Democrat, Republican, vaccinated, unvaccinated, gangs, churches, fraternities. These are all devices used to divide us. And this one right here, like the Hegelian dialectic, that's a crucial one too. We got to get them all. But this one right here, they've been using this on us every single day from day one. Propaganda is a serious weapon being used against us, man. A lot of what Kwame be breaking down be the propaganda. You know what I'm saying? He breaks down the whole get along gang that's pushing this propaganda. But we got to really just break down propaganda. So we're going to start off with the definition. Because words have meaning. It can't be a word and then we have our own meaning for it. So let's just get technical right quick, so we can put this shit in proper perspective. The definition of propaganda: information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular cause or point of view. Did we get that? Information of a biased nature or misleading nature used to promote or publicize a particular cause or point of view. Just let y'all sit on that for a second, okay? Now, when you think about propaganda, misleading information to support a particular point of view, let's look at LGBT. Propaganda is being used on us, so we have a certain perspective on that. Even the Kyrie, they're using propaganda going after Kyrie so they can push their point of view. All right. Now, the father of propaganda, his name is Eric Benet. Y'all should check him out. Eric Benet. He wrote a book called Propaganda. The book is crucial. The book is, matter of fact, okay, let me give you some out the book. In the book Propaganda, Eric Benet told how to make a lie the truth. He said, in order to make a lie the truth in the minds of the masses, the lie has to be big and it has to be repeated enough so people accept it as true. Example: war on terrorists. Osama bin Laden, 9/11. The news, everywhere we went, it was terrorists, Osama. So you make a lie big, and then you echo it using mainstream media to the point where today, if you ask somebody who was responsible for 9/11, somebody gonna say Osama bin Laden. That's because of propaganda. Matter of fact, if you want some more Eric Benet's, you can Google. No, don't Google. YouTube Eric Benet and group psychology. It's on YouTube. He break down how you can control a group, right? Group think. Making everybody in the group think the same shit. Give them the same perception, the same perspective, and they're going to think the same way. All right? Now, what I got for y'all, got a couple of videos. I ain't going to show the video, but I want you to hear it. I don't want to get copyright in I get stumped out in the beginning of this mission I'm on. But Eric Benet was the father of propaganda, and that leads me into Project Mockingbird. I don't know how many people are familiar with Project Mockingbird. Project Mockingbird was started in the 1950s. It was a secret CIA campaign to control the media, domestic and foreign. They just want to control the media. Now, when you control the media, you are controlling the minds because you're controlling perception, perspective. You're controlling that. So you're controlling how we think. All right? Now, Project Mockingbird was revealed. They even had to go before Congress, and they kind of just admitted, you know what I'm saying, that they had people working in media, in the news. Matter of fact, is
intended to serve a national purpose abroad, came home and were circulated here and believed here because this would mean that the CIA could manipulate the news in the United States by channeling it through some foreign country. And we're looking at that very carefully.
Do you have...
Did you hear what he said? They're using the news to manipulate. Now listen to this question.
Any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to a major circulation American journal?
We do have people who submit pieces to American journals.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks?
This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
At CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole News and Public Affairs operation in 1954, the ships had been established. I was told about them and asked if I'd carry on with them. We have quite a lot of detailed information, and we will evaluate it, and we will include...
That's enough. I don't want to get fucked with. That was a congressional hearing where the CIA just basically admitted, man, we give information to news. News is saying to you guys what we tell them to say to you guys. Then they was asked, do you have members of the CIA working for these companies? Man, we're going to have to talk about that in classified setting. So you know the answer to that. If the answer was no, he would have said no. So that just lets you know through Project Mockingbird, it's been going on since the 50s, that the CIA has installed people in the news, in media, and they give them their talking points. Now, the talking points are propaganda. Now, remember what propaganda is used for. Propaganda is used to push a certain perspective. It ain't necessarily got to be true. It's because they want to lead us in a certain direction. So we got to really watch what we watch, you know? And I was thinking like this, man. Most of our people, like Malcolm said, man, we politically illiterate. And I'm going to tell you why we're politically illiterate. They got us looking at politics. Let's just use the presidential election, for example. They got us looking at that like sport. And when I mean sport, I mean football season, basketball season, baseball season, election season. My people think that politics is like every 2 years. The elections. It's like it's March Madness or something to these people. Watch this. I supported Trump because I liked what his policies did. You know what I'm saying? I liked school choice. I liked that we had the lowest black unemployment in history. I liked that we had the highest tax cuts. I liked opportunity zones. I just liked what he was doing. You know what I mean? I liked what he was doing, and I just kind of noticed that everything on TV was like Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. I'm like, okay, but I'm looking at his policies. And we got to understand this. When it comes to politics and government, let's understand how this shit works. Let's get some proper perspective on this shit. We vote for people that represent us, okay? So when we vote for a person in any position, senator, governor, mayor, we are voting for them to be our voice, represent us. We say what we want, and they go politic for what we want. It's not supposed to go where they tell us what to do, and if we don't want to do it, we got to do it anyway because they tell us. That's not how government and politics work. It's all about we the people. You see what I'm saying? And we pick our voice. We don't pick people that we gonna follow. Well, I'm gonna vote for him. I'm gonna do whatever he say. No, we vote for the person that's gonna do what we want. That's how it's supposed to go. That shit has been distorted. We have lost proper perspective of how this shit operate. So, you know, I was like pro-Trump because of what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And then I was just like saying, everybody was telling me like he racist. I was like, nigga, this nigga saved like 6 black rappers. He saved Alonzo Ball, dude, from shoplifting in China. He was just saying, man, his policies was helping us. And the people that I see him help directly look just like us. Straight up, man. That man was saving rappers, man. He know rappers by name, man. Look, when he gave his pardons away, man, look who he blessed, man. Lil Wayne, Kodak, but he racist. Come on, man. But that's, you know, I digress. Whatever. But what I'm trying to show you is that propaganda was used on us. The reason most Americans are anti-Trump is because we had 4 years of anti-Trump rhetoric coming from the box. Every news station, every comedy show, sports, like it was just, man, the propaganda was getting pushed. And we ain't sucking it up because we looking for the entertainment of it. We watching the game. We ain't realizing that the NBA is pushing Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter want to get rid of the nuclear family, which basically means take us, the fathers, out of the home. We ain't really conscious of that because we watching the game. But our brains are downloading this shit. The propaganda is getting to us to the point where you watching the game and then on the news when something come on, you pro Black Lives Matter somehow. You know what I'm saying? No, you did was watch the game, but it was on the court and they study running past and you love basketball and you study seeing BLM and you study seeing your favorite player run past it, so it fucks with us. But I think propaganda was used to create the way we see Trump, our perception, our perspective of Trump. Everything Trump was bad. Look at they tried like all the impeachments. Did y'all know that it came out? That this come out that all that Russian shit. You remember when it first kicked off? That Trump Russia shit. That shit was all fugazi. That was all fugazi, B. It came out that Hillary Clinton paid for that shit. Like that shit coming out now, you know. The truth goes around. I mean, a lie go around the world twice for the truth get up. But we talking about propaganda. I digress. And how it affects us. And I want to give y'all an example of what propaganda looks like. Because I'm saying it and I'm trying to explain it, but I know how I am. I need to like break it down, DB. Give me an example. Show me. So I'm finna give y'all a quick example of what propaganda looks like, man. Let me give y'all a quick example of what propaganda looks like. I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We're extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of
Pete, what we just seen. We seen news agencies from all over the world saying the exact same shit. It's a script. This is how they shape the minds of the masses, where they could get people all over the country thinking the same shit because they beating your ass down with the same shit. Did you hear what they were saying? They were saying propaganda is being used on social media. Remember what propaganda was, right? Biased or misleading information to promote or publicize a particular cause or point of view. What they trying to tell you is bullshit information right here. That's what they trying to tell you. They trying to tell you the shit I'm telling you is going to be bullshit. And if you want some real information, you got to turn into them. Did y'all just see that, man? So we can get an understanding of how they use propaganda to shape our mind. Okay? Side note, where are my Joe Biden fans at? Because I'm going to tell you something, boy. I was rocking with Trump, and I caught heat for like 4 years, man. Oh, this last election, man, I caught so much heat, caught so much niggas talking shit. I was crazy. I was dumb. All this shit, man, where's y'all at? Because I want to talk to y'all. I want to talk to all y'all that come on. We men. We grown-ups. We men and women, but we grown-ups. We can admit when we was tricked. Watch this. I got tricked the first Obama. I'm going to admit to y'all, I voted for Obama the first time around only because he was black. Didn't even look at his policy. Matter of fact, Obama woke me up to this shit. That's when I really started waking up like, whoa. Because I heard his punchlines and I ain't see none. And I started paying attention when he was in office because I'm looking for something from him. And I'm looking at what he gave us and he didn't give us none. He started this LGBT snowball and then turned into a motherfucking, you see what it is now. It ain't no snowball no more. This shit rolling downhill bigger than a motherfucker. And rolling over people. Rolling over people, man. They try to roll over the baby. They try to roll over Dave Chappelle. Straight up, they roll. That snowball. It's rolling over people. But I digress. Now that we starting to understand what propaganda is, what it's used for, and what it look like, we got to start seeing the results of it. Let's just say, because I'm not going to even lie, I'm as sure about this vaccine as I am about this last election. And I'm going to leave it at that. But let's just say, because it is what it is, Joe Biden is the president. And I think propaganda helped put him in that position. Even a lot of my people that voted for him got to be like, damn, they tricked me. Like, we got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But Joe Biden is the dude that's in office, right? But is Joe the face of the guy that's in office, or is he really like, is this all his shit? Is he doing all this stuff? Because a lot of shit is getting did. See, we look at it like a football season. And once the trophy is crowned, we don't even pay no attention to the next season come. But the season, y'all don't realize the season start after the election. That's when you start getting stats. Straight up, that's when you start getting stats. So we got to look at the stats, man. Don't y'all got this shit in reverse. Y'all think the preseason is the season and then the election is the catapult and it's over with. No, man. The election shit is the preseason. The inauguration is the kickoff to the season. That's when we get to keep our stats. Now, this is just my perspective from my perception. And I'm going to just tell you something, man. I'm going to do this shit up. I don't watch TV, so this is all I do. I get information. If I want information, I'm looking for information. That's what I be on. You know what I mean? And I used to just get it and share it in my shop and share it to my sons. And now I'm getting it and I'm going to share it with you. Now check it out. We got Obama, right? Playing in the background. But I'm going to tell you this. In the midst of propaganda, I don't know if it's their arrogance. In the midst of propaganda, they slip up and say shit. But you gotta be tuned in.
1 7 7 3.
You gotta be tuned in. It's my mom. We talk every morning. I'm gonna hit it back. You gotta be tuned in. I'm finna tune y'all into something, man. I'm finna tune y'all into something that Obama said. Okay. I'm gonna tune y'all into something that Obama said. And you take it for what you think it is. You take it for what you think it is, all right? Listen to this.
Not solving big problems, but also growing cynicism among the electorate that further polarizes folks.
Why weren't you nicer to Mitch McConnell? Why weren't you nicer to him?
Let me tell you, of all the arguments that were made during my presidency, the notion that my big problem was not schmoozing Mitch McConnell enough was one of the more frustrating arguments that I heard. But was entirely
They'll go too far if they have control of everything.
Look, I obviously experienced divided government, and
I'm gonna get better.
I will tell you that
I'm gonna get better.
Gridlock
I'm
and
gonna get better.
dysfunction was one of the more frustrating arguments. Experienced divided government for not only.
I'm finna find it though, cause y'all gotta hit it.
Nicer to him,
let me tell you, gridlock.
Think of the people who say that if the Republicans held control of it.
I'm gonna find it. But until I find it, I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's an interview. Matter of fact.
Why weren't you nicer to Mitch McConnell? Why weren't you nicer to him?
Let me tell you, of all.
But it's an interview, and it's Obama. And man, I wish I thought I had it at 47. I must have misdid it. But it's on YouTube, and you could go President Obama. Let me see, what's the title of it? President Obama on what happens next, Joe Biden presidency. Go YouTube it. In the midst of this long interview, he said, I wish I could just be sitting in the basement and somebody else could be running it. And I could just be telling them what to say and they say my words. No bullshit. That's what he said in this interview. Man, I'm mad at myself because I thought I had it keyed up. Thought I wrote down where I had it keyed up at. But I'm gonna try it one more time, see what he's talking about right now.
To this day in parts of Washington. Mitch McConnell understood.
I ain't got it keyed up right. That's my bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make mistakes. But y'all can YouTube it and hear it for y'allself, because I don't want y'all to think I'm talking out the side of my head. And I'm bringing that into focus because I want us to look at this Joe Biden presidency. Do we still remember the Obama presidency? Now watch this. Let's look at the problems that Obama had. Now you got to remember, problem, reaction, solution. They create problems as a means to get to their ends. So whenever you see a problem, you got to realize that they're going to be the ones presenting the solution, and the solution is what they're attempting and trying to do. So let's look at some of the problems that Obama had. And then we're going to see what happened with him during the Trump era, and then see what went down. Okay? So check it. When Obama was president, we had problems with the Taliban and ISIS in Afghanistan. All right. Remember that? Man, that's all we heard. Go on YouTube. Go back and look at all them press conferences. That's all we talking about is terrorists, ISIS, terrorists, ISIS. Did you know what happened with them when when Trump got in office? Let's check it out.
Last night, the United States brought the world's #1 terrorist leader to justice. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
Like a gangster.
He was the founder and leader of ISIS.
Yeah.
The most ruthless and violent terror organization anywhere in the world. The United States has been searching for Baghdadi for many years.
For many years.
Capturing or killing Baghdadi has been the top national security priority of my administration.
Yeah.
U.S. Special Operations Forces executed a dangerous and daring nighttime raid in northwestern Syria and accomplished their mission in grand style.
Yeah, grand style.
The U.S. personnel were incredible. I got to watch much of it. No personnel were lost in the operation, while a large number of Baghdadi's fighters and companions were killed with him.
Yes.
He died after running into a dead-end tunnel, whimpering and crying and screaming all the way. The compound had been cleared by the people either surrendered.
Hey, they be like, why you fuck with Trump, man? That's why I fuck with Trump. So let's put this shit in perspective, man. Under Obama, oh, hell was breaking loose. He couldn't get control of it, man. Couldn't get control of it. Trump come in first year in office. Boom! Man, you heard us. We been looking for Baghdadi. We got him. You know what I mean? That's why I mess with the dude. So look. So we see from Obama and all the Middle East and Afghanistan just boiling over. 20-year war, trillions of dollars being made. Trump come in, dead. Biden come in. What did Biden do, man? See, we got to get this shit in proper perspective so that propaganda don't trick us. Okay, let's check it out, right? Biden, Trump had a deal, right? Because everybody wants the troops to come home. So Trump had a deal. Trump was like, we're going to withdraw our troops in Afghanistan. If you don't want us over here fighting these terrorists, y'all got to make sure that y'all don't house these motherfuckers. We gonna give y'all info and let y'all know when y'all got to get on these terrorists, and we gonna leave and let y'all handle the business. That was the deal. So we all know Biden, you know, remember, now look, he already wiped them out. They was a depleted army. They was a depleted army, man. We gonna check out. We gonna check out what.
So we now know that due to the negligence of this administration, the Taliban now has access to over $85 billion worth of American military equipment. That includes 75,000 vehicles, over 200 airplanes and helicopters, over 600,000 small arms and light weapons. The Taliban now has more Black Hawk helicopters than 85% of the countries in the world. But they don't just have weapons. They also have night vision goggles, body armor, medical supplies, and unfathomable to me and so many others is that the Taliban now has biometric devices, which have the fingerprints, eye scans, and the biographical information of the Afghans who helped us over the last 20 years. And here's what we just learned again in the briefing that we just walked out of. Is this administration still has no plan to get this military equipment or these supplies back.
Okay. Do we understand what that means? Can we put that in proper perspective? Obama had this big ass thing going in Afghanistan, and it was making him trillions of dollars. Trump came in, cut the head off the snake, ended that shit. Biden just rearmed him. He just rearmed a depleted military. You just heard what he left them with. Man, they got Black Hawks. They got all type of shit, man. Biometric. They got night vision, goggles, all type of guns, everything. He just rearmed an army. Do that make any fucking sense? He just rearmed the army. So come on, man. Do we got to be like generals in the army to say, it's going to be some more shit. They finna kick it back up. Whatever was going on before, it's finna go back down, and the money finna start pouring back in. They finna get back to them trillions. That was a 20-year war, man. Like Vietnam, they ain't never want to end it, man. Too much money being made. Why end it? Too much money being made. You know what I'm saying? So can we get that perspective? How fuck what that propaganda telling you. Just see through that shit like it's fog, man. See through it. Move that shit out the way. We going right back. Right back. Watch this. During Obama, you know what Obama told Trump? Your biggest problem gonna be North Korea. That motherfucker over there crazy. Right? Right? Man, Trump, that nigga walked across the DMZ line. No other president has ever did it. Nobody has ever did it. The demilitarized zone. That's a little bitty area where we can't kill nobody. Ain't nobody. Okay, we ain't gonna kill nobody in this little gangway, this little alley. Man, Trump walked across that thing. Did you see how he shook the little nigga hand? See, Trump a boss. Let me show you how a boss shake hand. When a boss shake your hand, he grab it and pull you to him, showing that, man, I'm boss. That little nigga went flying. You know what I'm saying? But look, gangster, all that shit over with. Niggas writing letters to each other and everything. That North Korea shit is quelled. It's halted, stopped. No more shits. Now what's going on? They pulling out rockets again. They fan them bitches up. Seem like we going back. What else? What else Obama was having problems with? China. It's a back jumper. But see, they do the third way. China threatening Taiwan. But we is an ally of Taiwan. So they ain't threatening us, but they threatening Taiwan. And we like, man, y'all better not do shit. You know, it's still on the streets. You got your little mans out there. Your little mans. And you got another big boy out there fucking with your little mans. And you know, little mans is your little mans. He work with you, ride with you. You're like, man, you better get the fuck off him, man. Because if you do something to him, man, you're going to get me involved. That's how you would say, looking at that shit. Man, get up off Taiwan, man. And they say sending warships through there and everything, man. It's fine back up. Let's see, man. This shit just crazy, man. Propaganda, man. And I'm trying to get used on us through all media. We got to understand that everything that you see on TV is media. This is media. If you're looking at me, you're looking at a form of media. But the difference is you're not looking at a form of controlled media. This is independent media. Ain't nobody pulling my strings. You know what I mean? Straight up. Hey, it was something else that I wanted to bring to y'all attention, man. And this is gonna show you propaganda and how they really doing a sin on propaganda. Okay, everybody know the propaganda about what we've been going through for the last 2 years. Because everybody like, man, what the fuck is going on? So our problem is we don't have good sources of information. We don't really have the time to go sieve through all the bullshit to get some good information. Okay, so I got some other shit I want to put in perspective, right? The jab is getting pushed real hard. They even, like Joe Biden said he was going to unite the country. Man, he using his jab to divide us. The jab and unjab. But we got to overstand this. The only reason they gave emergency use permission is because there were no therapeutics known to treat it. Okay? That's the only reason. All right? And the only reason you would use a vaccine is if there is no meds to treat it. Okay? And I'm finna prove to you that there are meds and that the mainstream media is lying to you about it because they want you to get the jab. Straight up. It's you got to remember what propaganda is used for.
Horse dewormer's not a flattering thing. I get that.
Just check it.
It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that's a willing. That's a lie that they're conscious of. It's not a mistake. Yeah. They're unfavorably framing it as veterinary medicine. What did the FDA put out? It was a tweet. It was snarky.
That's dude from CNN.
You are not a horse. You are not a cow. Why would you say that when you're talking about
He's a doctor from CNN. That's Joe Rogan.
Billions of people, a drug that was responsible for one of the inventors of it making Nobel Prize in 2015. Yeah. Yeah, a drug that's been shown to stop viral replication in vitro. You know that. It's just a lie. I don't think anyone is. But don't you think that a lie like that is dangerous on a news network when you know that they know they're lying? Turns out I got COVID. So we immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. Ivermectin, Z-Pack.
One of those drugs he mentioned, ivermectin, is something more often used to deworm horses.
All right, hang on. See, the thing is, we're like going so fast. Like I feel like I'm missing.
Do you think that's a problem? That your news network lies?
Well, I don't.
Dude,
what did they say?
They lied.
What did they
said
say?
I was taking horse dewormer. First of all, it was prescribed to me by a doctor.
Yeah.
Along
they
with
shouldn't have said
a
it was
bunch of other medications.
It's because there were people that were taking it, the veterinary medication. And you're not, obviously. You got it from a doctor, so that it shouldn't be called that. Ivermectin can be a very effective medication. But he's trying to portray this as if he is feeling better now. He's doing better now because of this cocktail of drugs and medications. But when you have a horse deworming medication that's discouraged by the government, that actually causes some people in this crazed environment we're in to actually want to try it. Can I just come back to the one I want to talk about? Two things on the ledger.
You have, before we get to that, does it bother you that the news network you work for out and out lied? Just outright lied.
They shouldn't have said that.
And disclaimer, that was for educational purposes. You know what I mean? Educational purposes only. So don't copyright me, infringe me, and do none of that shit to me. But man, look at that. And let me put this shit in perspective. Joe Rogan, he caught that shit. Was prescribed up some medicine. Said next day he felt great. 5 days, he was clear. 6 days, he was back in the gym pumping hard. And when that story came out, mainstream media started like just lying. Because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. like you got to remember what propaganda is used for. You got to remember what they use propaganda for, man. Then I got this thing. Okay, watch this. Last March, remember when President Trump? Yeah, he took hydrocortisone. And he did this little interview. He told what he took, and he said, man, I want to make this available to everybody.
Donald Trump making more headlines, but he already did last night. He very nearly upstaged his own vice president. He released a new video last night, and in it he talked about the experimental treatment he's receiving. He calls it cure, and says getting the coronavirus has been a blessing.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president. And I'm standing in front of the Oval Office at the White House, which is always an exciting place to be. I got back a day ago from Walter Reed Medical Center. I spent 4 days there and didn't have to, but I spent 4 days there, and I went in, I wasn't feeling so hot, and within a very short period of time, they gave me Regeneron. It's called Regeneron, and other things too, but I think this was the key. But they gave me Regeneron, and it was like unbelievable. And now they call them therapeutic, but to me, it wasn't therapeutic. It just made me better, okay? I call that a cure. I want everybody to be given the same treatment as your president, because I feel great. I feel like perfect. So,
man, it's like, it's over a year ago, man. It's over a year ago. Come on, we're going to keep it going.
A lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. You'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Hydroxychloroquine.
I'm taking hydroxychloroquine. Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if
Now look, that's two different therapeutics. This is like, man, last year. Now remember that doctor that Joe Rogan just busted for lying? We're gonna go back in the way
The
back.
president again today touted several drugs that he
Talking
believes
about
might help against coronavirus. He again used the word game changer today for one of them, a malaria drug, that's also used to treat lupus, and which is now in short supply for some who need it for lupus and other things. He told the story of a man whom he did not name who took the drug and recovered. He did not tell the story of the Arizona man and his wife who self-dosed on chloroquine phosphate, which is used to clean aquariums. That man died. His wife is critically ill, likely because of something they saw or read about chloroquine. Despite a new but still not peer-reviewed study out today identifying 69 drugs that might be effective against the virus, what's lacking is a solid...
There's been something that's been around for many years. It's been phenomenal, strong, powerful drug for malaria. But we think it might work on this, based on evidence, based on very strong evidence. It's true before the trial ended.
A shortage of essential medicines.
That this has worked. There was a very promising trial that just ended last week, Anderson. Probably the most promising trial started just a week after the first patient was diagnosed. And after they went through the trial, they found that it didn't work, this particular drug therapy. So they move on. You've got to do these trials.
Now check it. You hear that? That's the same doctor that mainstream media used to talk, that Joe Rogan just called and said, man, you work, and they lying. Now, this go back 2 years ago, where when Trump mentioned a few drugs, they go get the same dude, because he's a doctor, and he goes, we tried those, and they just don't work. Now, why is they doing this? Okay, we just heard of 3 drugs that was used where doctors say they work and they treat them on patients, thousands of patients, they've been used for years and they work. But we got the propaganda, the mainstream media saying this shit don't work. Why they doing that? Because you got to remember what propaganda is used for. It is to push or publicize a particular cause or point of view. The cause is the jab. See, if you know that you can just go get penicillin or some shit for something, you don't go get jab. You ain't got it. If you get it, you go get the penicillin. See what I'm saying? And then they check this shit out, man. Y'all got to go do this shit yourself. Y'all got to make sure y'all know that I'm not just telling y'all some shit. Y'all got to go check out a player named, an NBA player named Brandon Goodwin. Played for the Atlanta Hawks. Go check out his story. Go see what he say. Because what he says allegedly is after that the jab ended his career. Ended his season. Not his career, his season. He say he took the jab, started hurting, found out he had blood clots. Played for the Atlanta Hawks. Ended his season. It was over with for him. Luckily, he just got picked up by the Knicks October 14th. So he back playing, but he tells his story. Go check out his story. So now, now you should understand Kyrie more. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Go check out his story. His name is Brandon Goodwin. Atlanta Hawks player. Tells his story. Okay? So what we did today is what we got is a proper perspective on the propaganda machine that's being used against us. How and why. So, man, we got to get this shit in proper perspective and see through the bullshit, man. We gotta be able to use our own minds and not let this machine guide our minds to where they want it. I'm talking about we all gotta be free thinkers. We all gotta be free thinkers, man. That's all I'm saying. Be free thinkers. Think for yourself. And you know what? Like I tell my clients, man, I know the hustle and bustle of y'all life. don't always allow y'all to sit around and do research and read and listen and shit. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna do this shit. Y'all, the people that know me. Just how I live. I want to know something. I got to know something. I got to know what's going on. I don't want to be out here a victim of mainstream media propaganda and some force, some person and forces controlling my mind that I'll never see, never be able to touch. And they controlling this thing. The most powerful thing I got is my mind, man. You know what I'm saying? The most powerful thing you got is your mind. Don't hand your shit over to propaganda. See through that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we got to recognize propaganda. We got to recognize the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. We got to recognize divide and conquer, because all these strategies are being used against us at one time. And there's more. There's more. But as soon as you recognize them and begin to think for yourself, you become immune to it. Immune to it. You see it and you just recognize, like, look. You become immune to it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help y'all gain proper perspective about what you see and what you're hearing in this world. Because nothing is what you see and what you hear. You got to do your own math. It's like in elementary school, teacher told you show your work. And she told you to show your work because she could show you where you went wrong. Oh, see, right here, you didn't carry the one. That's why your answer was off. So, like, when I be talking to guys and they just be talking out the side of their head, I'm like, man, where you get that? Like, come on. Like, break this. Like, come on, man, just don't say no shit. Like, break this shit down. Talk intellectual. Talk so you can provoke thought. You know what I'm saying? Not talking just so you can say that you said some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't what it's about, man. It's about each one teach one, sharing his perspective. And we share it and they get around, and slowly we all start seeing shit for how it is and not for how they want us to see it. You know what I mean? That's the whole definition of being a free thinker. Coming up with your own conclusions. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is today, man. That was propaganda 101, man. I'll be back at y'all, man.